Think about people in life who make things better aesthetically, like a fashion designer, a makeup artist, an architect, or maybe even the guy who designs Apple hardware. These are all people who put the final touches on great products. Now, audio mastering performs the same function. It's the last creative step in an audio or music project before it goes to the public and is released for consumption. Well, first of all, the levels will be louder, which will make the project more competitive and more prominent. The second thing is there'll be better clarity and detail. And the third thing is that if there are any distractions like noise, a loud kick drum, or maybe an instrument that's too soft or too loud, these can all be fixed. And finally, and most importantly, the overall mix will seem smoother and more musically balanced, which makes for better listening. And this is really important to musicians. When somebody listens to your music for the first time, you want the audio to draw them in and grab them. And this is something the mastering can do. There's a lot of sexy software out there, and for a few $100s, you can buy a program that will supposedly master your project. But I think this is a very short-sighted approach. I even think it's short-sighted to use your mixing engineer to do the mastering. The ideal person to master your project is somebody who's never heard the project before, somebody who can inject a new vitality and a new perspective and give you a great sound. It's the same philosophy that book publishers use when they hire an independent editor to go through a best-selling author's manuscript. Some of my clients may have Kickstarter funding, but very few of them have the financial backing of a label. So this is now the new reality of the music industry. You're on your own. So I tell clients they can usually do the mastering for around $1,000, give or take a few $100s, and this will end up being a small percentage of their overall budget. And very often, it can be done cheaper than that. For instance, albums now are oftentimes 40 minutes or less, and we have a package rate for $600. And I find time and time again that clients come back because they know they're going to get a great improvement in sound for very little money. Well, first of all, I'm a musician, classically trained and with a doctorate in music. But I've also had years of experience touring and recording with a rock band. And so I've been there. I understand musicians. Secondly, as a mastering engineer, I've worked for almost 30 years with artists like Arlo Guthrie, David Bowie, Boston, Frank Zappa, Alison Krauss, Bob Marley, Graham Parker, and also some classical and jazz people like Itzhak Perlman and Jay Giles. And you can check our website for those specific titles. But I want to also emphasize the personal component. I love music, and I really enjoy collaborating with people. And that means working with a musician to bring out the best in their music is a really awesome experience for me.